Good evening, everyone. So today is Thursday, the 2nd of April 2026. We are all gathering this time to do this chanting to show our respect to the Buddha and homage to the Buddha for his kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings. And we are very fortunate to have this opportunity to be born as a humans and also learn and practice the Dhamma despite the 2,500 years later the Buddha passed away. So today is also full moon. So there are two ways of counting the full moon. So one way is yesterday and another way is today. So yesterday night is a full moon until today. So some countries count yesterday and other countries count today. So there are two ways of accounting a full moon. But full moon is in the night. So moon comes in the night. And on a full moon, normally we will be shaving our heads. In Thailand, it's called a monk's day, monk's holiday. Full moon, quarter moon. So not a Saturday and Sundays, but full moons or quarter moons and half moons are the holidays for the monks. They don't have to go to classes. So today again I will continue from what we have been doing. So particularly for a couple of days we have been concentrating on what a good Buddhist believe, and so far have explained on the believing the Buddha, believing the Dhamma, believing the Sangha. And this morning I explained about believing in the karma, the action that a Buddhist should be believing in. Further on, one of the very key factors of Buddhism is to have a right view. A right view, which is also known as a Samma Ditti. Now this is the Samma Ditti is something that is actually the real Buddha's teachings to have the right view or a right understanding of the things. Generally known that right view or a right understanding, which Pali word is called Samma Ditti, is actually the Four Noble Truth. So having a right understanding of a Four Noble Truth. Sujato, you remember Four Noble Truth? What are they?
There's a problem.
Yeah.
Problem has the cause.
Yeah.
The problem can be ended. The way to end the problem.
Yeah, so that's Four Noble Truths. So there is a problem, it has a cause and it can be ended, and there is a path to end the problem. So that's the Four Noble Truths, which is normally believed to be the main fundamental teachings of this is what needs to be understood. Furthering on that, if we look at the discussion or the discourse that the Venerable Sariputta gave, it gives 10 different types of right understanding one should have. So as a Buddhist, one should have 10 different types of right views or right understanding. Beginning with the first one, there is a result of an act of a giving or a charity of a giving. And this again, sometimes people think that giving doesn't have any results. Particularly now, this is even in the past, there was a group of people or a group of believers during the time of the Buddha that giving has no results and it's vain. And that's again known as the wrong view. Even today or these days, there are many people think that there is no result of giving. So with that, they do not encourage themselves to do the merits, which last week Gavin wrote an essay on that, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you remember? Can you tell somebody of a merit?
Yeah, what was it? One who gives dana
One who gives a dana
will gain great merit in life, was it?
yeah, will gain great merit in their life.
It's about giving, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on that, Yvonne also wrote an essay as well. So that's why giving is something that's very important part in the practice and should have a right understanding of the giving. And this giving, again, sometimes people think that give something that you don't like or you don't need it, and that is not not known as a giving, and that's known as just a discarding. That's you dislike or you don't need it anymore. If you're really giving, you have to give something that's valuable and something precious. Only then that is regarded as a proper giving. So proper giving is giving away our stinginess and our greed. So that's why it starts off from giving a dana. So giving a dana, it has a result. So that also, this is the first right view that one should have. And there is a second one that is called, there is a benefit in veneration. Yeah? Veneration, paying respect. It has a benefit. According to Buddhism, a person who respects and give the veneration to the worthy ones, or one who is respectful, it brings always a luck and a happiness and also a protection. So that's why this is also the second understanding, that we should venerate to someone who is respectful, also known as respect to the worthy, or someone who is senior and also teacher, like that. So it gives a result. And the third one, the benefit of offering gifts. Yeah? So benefit of offering gifts here, referring to giving gifts to someone in a special days or special occasions, to give gifts to whether the parents, or whether the teachers, or whether the friends or families. So this has also a meaningful results it has. Suppose this is like a very important. Suppose you are in a relationship, or you're a husband and a wife. A gift is the key. to bind or to express the what's called affection. Yeah? And then if you don't give gifts, then be angry, a bitter relationship begins, especially birthday, anniversary, New Year, or whatever. You just need to find the days to please.
Yeah, but that homework you gave us last week said it doesn't matter the size of the gift as long as it's given from the heart.
Yes, yeah. So that's why it's a gift.
Yeah.
So those gifts are important, and also that's in a relationship, like a husband or a wife or a partners. They always expect something. Let's say, New Year. Where is my gift? Valentine's. Where is my gift? Birthdays. Where is my gift? Anniversary. Where is my gift? And then Christmas, where is my gift? So at least 5 gifts you have to give to make themselves happy. So that's a gift. Well, again, another gift is a gift giving to the parents. Parents, they do not want gifts, but they just want to see what you give. It doesn't matter how expensive or how much is that. It's a matter of giving. And if you give, it has a result, a good result. So that's why the third one is a giving gift has results. That's a benefit of it. And then the fourth one is there is the law of karma and its results, which teaches that moral and immoral deeds have respective consequences in this life after. So this is again about the law of karma, that whatever we do, it has the consequences that we have to be responsible of that action. And this action is again leads to our future happiness or miseries. So that's the fourth one. Fifth one is there is benefit in tending and supporting one's own mother while neglecting her means and evil deed. So here the fifth and the sixth is looking after the parents, so father and a mother, supporting them is also has a benefit. And not only benefit according to the Buddha's teachings, looking after parents, a father and a mother is one of the duties that we have to perform. Since they have looked after us, they have cared for us, and they have given this life and looked and then provided these skills for this life. This is our duty to return back to them when they are getting old, so providing whatever support we can, and even after they passed away, it is necessary that we do some meritorious deed and dedicate to them. So these are the also the benefits of looking after the parents, the father and mother. And the seven, there are unseen worlds of a different existence, like ghosts, demons, and devas, and heavenly realms and heavenly beings. And so this is again the number 7. That's the explaining that we have to have this faith or belief in that we are not the only beings here. There are other existence in samsara, that there are other beings living in different realms. We cannot see them, but there are these beings in different realm. There are different world systems. So there are 31 planes of existence, and within that 31 planes of existence, there are different beings living in different status and different worlds. So we are one of the 31 planes of existence. So that's why we have to believe. This is also one belief we should have, and known as the right understanding, that we are not alone, and there are other realms that we will be taking rebirths. That's why the question will be: the aliens do exist or not? Exist or not? Sujato, is there aliens? What do you think?
Possibility.
Possibility.
There's a few stars in here.
There is one little girl. She is now 12, I think. She said that the story of aliens is just a made-up story. And she said that if there is the aliens, then there should be some traces. There should be some traces of it, in which world they are living, like that. But when we study Buddhism, we are actually aliens. We are aliens ourselves. In a Buddhist term called Sampavesi. Sampavesi means beings who are traveling to find another existence or another planes to reborn again and again. So we are basically in transition. So that's why we are also aliens. But we think that we are humans and they are alien. So we are also looking for somewhere to be reborn. So we are aliens as well. And also when we look at the evolution of the world and humans, and there is a saying, there is a particular discourse describes that this called Aganya Sutta. It comes in long discourses. The Buddha explained that once the earth was formed, it has a thin layer of the water, and it has like a butterly layer, and the Abhasara Brahma, the beings from another realms, were just wandering and then saw this thin layer of this butterly one, and they tasted, and then they were attracted by that, and then ate it, and that's how they thought that, oh, we will set up here. So that's how we are a descendant of aliens. So descendant of the Brahma, so Apasara Brahmas. And then that continued like that. So that's why from there it again suggests that this world system is there, these old systems are there, and we are one of the beings in that 31 planes of existence. So that's why this is also we have to believe in, and not as just a believing blindly. There are these things that you can question and investigate. And then number 8, there is the present world, and then there is a next world. So there, now from there again we can see that number 8 and 9 is talking about there is this world that we are living, which we know, and then there is another world after this that we are going to be reborn again. So that's the same to the number 7. So continuing saying that there are different world systems there, and as long as we haven't enlightened, we haven't get rid of the greed, hatred and delusion, we will be continue reborning in a different realms. And then the last one, there are holy persons who have subdued their thought, words and deeds. There are persons with a jhanic insight and a concentration who see this world and the next clearly. They teach such sights, views, and visions in a correct way. We should have confidence in such samanas and Brahmins. So here again, there are beings who could see these world systems, and then also ability to see that why we are continue taking rebirths in one place to the another, and what is the reason and how we can overcome and ending the cycle of a birth and a death. So that such a people are also there, and that we can see the Buddha as the primal example. So these are the 10 beliefs that one should have, apart from having a belief in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and a law of karma. So, and these are true beneficial and necessary for the Buddhist who wants to conduct their life in a right path. So based on these right understanding, and then they will they will able to train themselves in a right path, so that having this faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha is not just a blind faith, but it gives us more insight into the world system, as well as our life, which is not the end in this life, but also continuing as we being a person, we being beings who will be taking rebirths many lifetimes to come, as long as we haven't able to abandon all the greed, hatred, and delusion. The very moment when we able to attain the greed, hatred, and delusion, and abandon or uprooting the greed, hatred, and delusion, then eventually we will be freeing ourselves from getting rebirths, and that's the attainment of a Nibbana. Yeah? So that's why this is also another belief that we should have to be a good Buddhist. So with this, let's do the chanting.